Hey, I'm Brian from BMA Comics Con, and we're back to take a look at the comics coming out this Wednesday. And I know this video is late, and I'm sorry. So for the sake of time, I'm doing things a little different this week. Bear with me, let me know what you think of the different video style, if you can even tell the difference. This all-new maxi series is set on Earth X, where the Nazis won World War II. 20 years after invading and occupying America, Germany wiped out all metahuman resistance, including the original freedom fighters. Fast forward to the present day, and a new team of freedom fighters emerges to challenge the Nazi occupation once again. But if they're to have any chance of victory, they're going to need Uncle Sam, who disappeared after his original team was killed. Not only is this similar to last year's CW crossover, this storyline is also called Death of a Nation, so I'm interested in the political commentary the story will have if it's similar to the movie of the same name. It's the most wonderful time of the year, and certainly the most eventful, as this cast of Marvel heroes soon find out as they engage in wacky hijinks to save the holiday season. In the stunning climax of Infinity Wars, one of the Guardians of the Galaxy makes the ultimate sacrifice. Look back at the life of a fallen Guardian and the empty space they leave behind in what's left of the universe. Imagine being able to take over the body of anyone on Earth. Sound crazy? Now for Agent Drake and the Hardcore program, they can turn any person into a human drone to get to targets that normal soldiers can't. Drake is the best soldier Hardcore has to offer. But when he gets stranded in a body with only 72 hours to discover who's hijacked the program, he'll have to pull out all the stops against an enemy who could literally be anyone. Thousands of years ago, the War of Three Sisters nearly tore the frigid wilds of Freljord apart. Today, the tribes descended from the Three Sisters, the Winter's Claw, the Avranson, and the Frostguard, still fight for power and survival. Ashe, daughter of the Avranson Warmother, trains to someday lead her people. Food is scarce in the Freljord, warmth even more so. Let's take a trip to Hawkworld. In part 1 of a new totality-related storyline, Martian Manhunter, John Stewart, and Hawkgirl avoided drowned Earth with a detour to Thanagar Prime. John looks to tap into the ancient Martian mental database, Green Lantern struggles while practicing his new ultraviolet powers, and Kendra searches for answers about her connection to the totality. Professor Pig is loose in Gotham, and you know that means things are gonna get weird and bloody. An amnesiac Arthur washes ashore on a remote island and ends up being cared for by a young woman named Callie, who's just a little too curious for comfort. And as a lifetime of horror movies has taught us, there's something strange going on in this island village. Aquaman needs to come to his senses quickly, or he might wind up sleeping with the fish instead of chatting with them. Learn the secret origin of Crash, daughter of Lobo. When Crash drags Dejin along on a road trip to find an important item from her past, the two get into hijinks that make Thelma and Louise jealous. Crash is on the hunt for Oblius, the mysterious alien chain that once protected her as a child, but here's the kicker, is in possession of a human named Ezekiel, who killed Crash's adoptive human parents. Plus, in the backstory, learn how Roundhouse got home from space in Teen Titans 21. The Exile's beloved Khan, who sacrificed herself to stop the Time Eater, has miraculously returned. But this time, her gun is trained on her old teammates, and she's not alone. Meet the evil Exiles, Captain Axis, Shuri aka Killmonger, Iron Kang, X-2-Third, and Skeletor. It's Harley Quinn, crazy cat lady. Seems one of Harley's tenants used to be a small-time cat-themed crook, but now is just a lonely retiree hoarding felines in his apartment. Gross. Harley takes it upon herself to find homes for the cat burglars, but in trying to get them adopted, she runs afoul of the local pet store, Menopause. Who's gonna feed the kitties while Harley fights this turf war? And more importantly, who'll clean their litter box? Bah humbug. When Splinter forgets the true meaning of the holidays, it takes a visit from the Turtles of Christmas past, present, and future to remind him that nothing is more important as family. Infinity's End. Winter in America concludes, with this shocking turn of events that will send the Star-Spangled Avenger into a sudden dramatic tailspin you won't see coming. After waging war in Hell, Thor finds himself a prisoner of the fearsome warriors of Heaven. Can even the intervention of Valkyrie and Thor's deadly sister Angela help him escape the unescapable prison of angels? Off with his head! But whose head? Deadpool's? T'Challa's? Jack-o'-lantern's? And which lantern? Well, somebody better keep his head, because Deadpool and Black Panther now have a mutual threat on their hands, and if they don't act soon, there'll be no Wakanda left to fight for. Carol Danvers believed she was alone in this world, the product of chance encountered combined with a lifetime of heroism, but her destiny runs far deeper than she'd ever dreamed. Now, a bloodthirsty Kree soldier is at her doorstep, but will she face this final challenge alone? What has changed the world around them? Who has taken their memories of who they were and why? And why are they all haunted by the same ghost? Only one man can find the answers. A man who once ruled a nation, but even with no homeland, no fortune, and no weapons, T'Challa is still the most dangerous man alive. The grand conclusion to the Spider event of 2018. The Spiders have been split apart, they've been betrayed, and some have died. It's time for the final battle, and the end of the Spider-Verse is here. Turns out Spider-Man isn't the only one getting attacked, as John Jonah Jameson finds himself in deep trouble. But who's attacking him? And what more will we learn about the mysterious bandaged figure circling Spider-Man? The Lost Atlanteans, the train, the bedsheet man, Dead Steve, the stock exchange of souls. Trust me, it all makes sense. In fact, it makes enough sense to destroy our entire solar system, unless 4 very different heroes can come together to stop it. The Spirit of the North Star and Snowguard must answer their call. Amika Aliak's past and present collide as she strives to understand the power she's been given and where she belongs. Take a deep dive into Marvel's newest young hero in this special super-sized Champions issue. Christmas comes to the hostel. Even when trapped in their HQ, the Runaways are gonna find a way to make a great December. But a returned runaway could ruin everything. Sometimes saving the day includes saving yourself so you can live long enough to deal with the next crisis. And as a slew of villains band together to destroy the West Coast Avengers, our heroes will have to do just that. Hope you survived the LA experience. What house of horrors awaits the West Coast Avengers? And what familiar face is gonna throw a wrench in Kate Bishop's less than well-oiled team? Alone and hunted, Hydra gets its tentacles into Frank. Alone and hunted, Hydra gets its tentacles around Frank. The price for all Frank's recent actions comes due. The ending of this issue changes the entire game. A little Wakandan magic, a little astral projection, and a very confused Tree. Shuri casts her mind into the depths of space in a desperate bid to find her missing brother, and instead she lands in the mind of Groot, who's about to become a crunchy snack for a huge energy-sucking alien. Rocket Raccoon's biggest gun won't get them out of this one. Is Wakanda about to lose their only remaining heir to the throne? All he wants is Ulysses Claw. But to get his revenge, Eric Killmonger will have to take a job from the deadliest man in New York City, Wilson Fisk, the kingpin of crime. 4 targets, 4 assassins. Assuming that is, Eric can trust his newfound teammates. The coming of X-Men? Hawkeye reaches the end of his quest. As his sight fails him for good, the final showdown, and Hawkeye's last grasp for redemption, it's all here in the dramatic conclusion to 2018's breakout hit maxi series, Old Man Hawkeye. Wait, it all ends here! The original 5 X-Men have taken the fight back to Ahab, but at what cost? Who lives? Who dies? The X-Men will never be the same again. Mysterio means to set into motion his massacre at the crux of Old Man Logan's apocalyptic future timeline. But who's pulling his strings? Master of Illusion's newest benefactors will surprise you. Sorceress Morgan Le Fay, ruler of Weird World, is on the rampage. Time for Clay and his team to cut their losses. But Dario Agger isn't about to lose a profit, and Weapon H will have to bear the cost. New York is finally throwing its first Mutant Pride Parade, but it may also be the last. as Mr. Sinister escalates his attacks on Iceman. Domino's luck seems to have a mind of its own sometimes. Whether her intentions are noble or not, a very special guest arrives to show Domino how it's done. The fortress is complete. The door will be opened. Vader finds everything he has ever desired. The Dark Lord gets everything he deserves. Kyra's alive, but she's working for the ruthless gangster Dryden Voss, who forces Han, Bucket, and Kyra into an impossible heist. But where will this trio get the fastest ship in the galaxy to make the dreaded Kessel Run? Enter Lando Calrissian and the Millennium Falcon. Dick Grayson has given up his vigilante persona in favor of a normal existence. A new job, new friends, new life. All are compromised when a safe house full of old Nightwing gear falls into the wrong hands. Confronted with his past, he's worked so desperately to escape. Will Dick Grayson answer the challenge by becoming Nightwing? Or something else? The newest chapter in the evolution of Dick Grayson reaches its next level. Selina's forced into a seriously sinister Soprano-style sit-down. While the cops continue to hunt her for a murder she didn't commit, Catwoman's forced into taking a meeting with the secretive crime boss Miss Creel. Here's the pitch: work for us or die. Selina counters with some blackmail of her own. But the offer fails to blow away Creel and her metacrew. That leads to a breakneck chase that drives Catwoman right into the crosshairs of the local authorities. Scarecrow's endgame is in sight. He's created a world without Batman for the Caped Crusader to be tortured by. It's a world controlled by crime, where fear always wins. Will Damage earn his spot as the world's strongest hero? Or be branded a villain forever? It's Damage versus the Justice League, and it'll take more than brute strength to win the day. Even with an unstoppable alter ego, Ethan's gotta use both brains and brawn to have a hope against the League, because they've got a knock 'em dead trick up their sleeves as a nuclear option. The first year of Damage's stories come to an end, and a new chapter begins. And how does Deadman fit into the picture? Richard Wright is a white-passing African-American FBI agent operating in a white nationalist gang, and his mission to solve the murder of a fellow agent is already going off the rails. While Richard's target, the industrialist Wayne Morgan, discovers some potentially deadly dissension in the ranks, Richard is challenged by Morgan's rebellious thugs to prove his loyalty to the movement in the most dangerous way possible. Lucifer is in misery. No longer able to heal his broken body, escape seems further away than ever, until hope arrives in the form of a mad poet. Meanwhile, a tome of prophecy is found among the cookbooks, and a finger or two is lost down the side of the couch. Max is not having the best year of his career. Sales on his comic series are tanking, and his personal life is crumbling. Could it have something to do with his double life as a spy? Max learns the definition of in too deep as his worlds start to collide. Pearl Tanaka wants to become a master tattoo artist, but her Yakuza clan only wants her to hone her inherited assassin skills. But Pearl's growing connection to her opposing clan counterpart Rick is opening her eyes to a hopeful world that could be awaiting her. There's nothing like a surprise visit from your ex. Kate's first boyfriend is back from hell, bringing with him a very dark secret from her past that may alter the future. As Abel and Fox tumble out of Farmington, they must quickly land on their feet. The protections of home are gone, and they find themselves in a hungry, wild new world. Lost in the dark in the underpit, the Queens struggle to find their way back to the surface. Meanwhile, Dee enjoys a slice of heaven in heaven. Spawn gets a new power. And don't forget, Spawn will be adapted into a movie again, directed this time by Todd McFarlane, and starring Jamie Foxx as Spawn and Jeremy Renner as Twitch. As Norton spirals deeper into his own mind, or deeper into madness, Father Fred entertains a visitor from his past who can't possibly be real, but temptations come in all shapes and sizes. Also, this was picked up by TV by Hype Mind. The search for Casey Jones's daughter continues, bringing to light new, startling truths. As the strains on the Turtles and their families grow, A determined Mikey takes matters into his own hands, but will he be able to escape a showdown with the mob? Shelby was once best friends with her cousin Sam, but they haven't spoken since he moved away to a boarding school and later became a famous singer in the boy band Urban Smile. Determined to keep her connection to Sam a secret, she's only ever told her best friend Kate. But Kate's priorities lie elsewhere, and she's willing to break Shelby's confidence to get what she wants. The aftermath. At long last, Simon's story is told. The invasion continues as the super soldiers of the Quiet Knife program make their way to Ground Zero. One of the burnouts is possessed by an alien, but which one? Paranoia runs rampant, and Andy reveals he no longer is sure that he wants to be a burnout, which is exactly what someone possessed by an alien would say. Alex has vanished, and it's up to Debbie and Mudgil to find her before disaster strikes. They reluctantly turn to Ashe for help, and together they discover something terrible that Engine has been hiding. Dan has found his missing daughter. She's in the clutches of a fiendish family that wishes to use her connection to the unquiet dead to raise something horrible from beyond the veil. This new spirit is so vicious, so malignant, that its presence could cast the world into a darkness of supernatural ice age. This is never going to be able to explore the Frost, or have a truly important job. That's just the way it is on the outpost. But as the planning team attempts to save everyone from the ice threatening to crush them all, Liz has an unexpected opportunity to prove her worth. Meet the brand new cast of characters from this year's Call of Duty Zombies offering in this prequel. Amidst the throes of the Mexican Revolution, an international spy and legendary lover finds himself drawn to another conflict, one that may decide the fate of humanity itself. There you have it, looks at the comics coming out this Wednesday. This video was a long one, so I'm just going to wrap it up here. Thanks for watching this video, and please make sure you stay tuned to the channel, as there will be a couple more videos coming out this week. Thank you for spending your time with me, I really appreciate it, hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, Brian out.